Trump is gonna fail in 1,000 different ways, and for two main reasons, okay? First, because his policies are not designed to help regular people. So even if he gets the policies he wants, regular people are going to suffer by design. The second reason is because he's one of the dumbest people on the planet, and we've known that for years. But when he does fail, and he will, don't worry. He's got an excuse lined up already to excuse what he's done and all the ways that he hasn't made good on the promises that he made as a candidate. And we have an example of it. Here it is. It's being used to excuse the early signs of the failure, which are already here. He truth socialed this. He bleated this. Biden inflation up. I'm sorry. What are you talking about? What do you mean Biden inflation up? Biden isn't president anymore. And it's weird that you now are insisting that he's president when he's not, when you spent the last 4 years insisting that he wasn't when he was. And so what is he responding to? Well, inflation rose in January as prices for groceries and housing and other things picked up. Rent is contributing like 30% of the rise. Groceries are more expensive. Everything is more expensive. Now, the thing that bothers me the most about all this is a lot of the headlines said it's unexpectedly up. I'm sorry, what are you talking about? What do you mean unexpectedly? I expectedly that it was going up. I knew that it was going up. And in particular, groceries and housing. Now, what did we say in advance of the tariffs, in advance of the immigration crackdown? It's going to raise these prices. And what do you know? It's doing the thing we said it would do because that's how things work. But again, the excuse is here. When it happens, even though we predicted it, and it's happening exactly as we said, it's not me, Biden inflation up. And isn't that perfect? In the early part of last year, when the stock market was at record numbers, he said, I get the credit, even though he wasn't president and wouldn't be for like 8 months. So even though Biden was president, Biden doesn't get the credit. And now that Biden isn't president and things are going down, Biden gets the discredit. It's his fault. Now, I don't know how long you can go with this, Sharon. Maybe you can go 4 years. Maybe they can just thanks Biden the entire term. What do you think?
I think he can. By the way, I do sometimes wonder, what is Biden doing right now? Is he even watching? Is he fishing? What is he doing? Sleeping in? Probably sleeping a lot, napping.
Good question.
It's just, this is phenomenal. This nonsense here. I saw something on social media. It was a news clip where you had a principal, a superintendent, and a teacher who had all voted for Trump. And the teacher said, I voted for him because I wanted America to be great, but I didn't know we would not be able to afford books if this thing is defunded, talking about the Department of Education or something. And it was crazy. What did you people expect? I don't need eggs. I'm not baking. And I used to eat a bunch of eggs, scrambling them every morning, but I don't have to have eggs, okay? But a lot of people do. And I don't like fresh eggs, believe it or not. I like pasteurized. They just taste different. I don't know. I know people who they have chickens, okay, and they raise eggs and they go in and I don't want fresh, as terrible as that sounds. But what did you people expect?
I know.
The eggs are sky high if they're not stolen. There's some places where they were stolen. You can't even get them if you had the money. Did I even answer the question? This whole thing is chaos, 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 chaos. We're like hamsters on a wheel.
Exactly, just trying to keep our head above wheel, I guess. I'm bad with metaphors. I agree too. Well, I like raw eggs. I like raw everything because I don't feel that we should be killing parasites and viruses. I think that they deserve a chance to live too. But anyway, I'm gonna close on this. And I previewed this a couple weeks ago when I said the first term of Trump, we were also horrified by what he was doing, that we were just focused on blocking him and we had no expectations for him because he was an illegitimate president. That's largely true now, but no, I have expectations, okay? You've had 1 month and your record blows. It automatically blows. And this is not a game. Inflation going up hurts people. You know how I know that? Because you said it over and over for the last couple of years. In fact, you won by blaming Biden for the inflation, which never really made total sense, but he was president. Okay, now you're president and I have expectations. I demand that you get control of this. I demand that you alleviate the suffering that you're leading to for tens of millions of American households. American households who already were suffering and cannot afford to pay a constant daily Trump tax on everything they buy as you make it worse and worse. And this is how bad it is when you made temporary deals for most of your tariffs. They might still go into effect in a month or two. And that will undoubtedly make things worse. So I demand that you get off your ass and do your goddamn job and get these prices down. And if you can't, then we need to boot your ass out of there. We need to boot the Republicans out of the Senate and the House because we expect that they do something. Now, most of them are asleep and you're utterly incompetent. But eventually the check is gonna come due, okay? And what brought you into office should necessarily get your ass kicked out of office, okay? We're doing things different this time. I expect more, I'm not gonna get it, but when I don't, then that's it for you. Get the hell out of office and let someone come in who's actually gonna solve problems rather than making them worse. Members make a difference here at TYT. You help make the show happen and we see you in the chat with your loyalty badge. Click the join button to become a member today.